Hello, my name is Brooke and I work for the Region of Waterloo Library. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this cute but easy yarn pumpkin. If you picked up a take-home kit from your branch, you'll find the following items in it: a green and brown pipe cleaner, a ball of orange yarn, a container of glue, a balloon, and a plastic fork. In addition to these materials, you will also need a pair of scissors and a small container of water. The first step is to cut up your ball of yarn into roughly 36-inch pieces. You'll notice that one piece has already been cut. You can use this as a guide to cut the rest. It doesn't have to be perfect, as you won't notice in the final product, but you need to cut up the entire ball of yarn to roughly this size. The next step is to blow up your balloon. You don't want to make it too big that it's not pumpkin-shaped, or too small that it's egg-shaped. When you're happy with the size and shape, you can tie your balloon. The next step is to tie a piece of your yarn to the top of the balloon, just like this. It is easiest to make this craft if you then tie your balloon to the cabinet handle, tape it to the edge of your table, or put it somewhere that it can be suspended in the air while you're working. Once your balloon is hanging up, you can get started with adding the yarn. To begin, you need to take your glue, and you need to water it down a little bit. I would suggest adding just a little bit at a time so it doesn't become too runny, but you just want it to be thinned out. You can use your plastic fork to mix in the water, and if you find it easier, feel free to transfer your glue into a different bowl or plate that makes it easier for mixing. Once your glue is all mixed up, I would suggest laying down some old newspaper or even the bag that your take-home kit came in underneath your balloon, just to catch any drips that may fall. To get started, take your first piece of yarn and put it into your glue. You want to make sure that the entire piece of yarn is fully covered in glue. Then what you're going to do is find an end, and you're going to pull it through the tines of the fork to get off any of the excess. Just like this. Once you've pulled your piece of yarn through the fork, you can then add it to your balloon. I would suggest starting at the top or the bottom, pressing the yarn onto the balloon, and then wrapping it around, pressing it on in spots as you go. Especially pressing it at the base when your piece of yarn is done. And then you just continue adding pieces of yarn until the entire balloon is covered. You don't have to use every strand, just go until you're happy with how it looks. Once you're happy with how it looks, hang it somewhere to dry for 24 hours. Once your pumpkin is fully dried, it is best to run your finger under the yarn to detach it from the balloon. This is a little tedious, but it helps make sure that your pumpkin doesn't deflate when you deflate the balloon. It's okay if you can't get all of the pieces of yarn detached, but once you've got a bunch of them, take your scissors and make a small snip just at the top of the balloon. Once you've removed all of the pieces of yarn, you can then pull the balloon out of one of the holes. And there's your pumpkin. At this point, you can trim any pieces of yarn that didn't get fully glued down, and then we're moving on to making the stem and the leaves. To make your stem, take your brown pipe cleaner and wrap it around a pencil or your finger or some sort of object in order to make it into a tight cylinder. Once you've wrapped it around, you can slide this off of your object and you can tuck it into your pumpkin. If you need to, you can glue it in, but for the most part, it should just rest in okay. To make your leaves, it's the exact same process. Take your green pipe cleaner and wrap it around your pencil or finger to make a cylinder. Slide it off your pencil, and then separate it a bit just so there's some space, and then you can just tuck it into the stem like so. And there you have it, a yarn pumpkin that you can add to your fall decor. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed this craft. Bye!